Gentlemen, to take number 2 today of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Earlier on I got a bit interrupted. I just wanted to let you guys know. That's why the video sort of went offline. Reason why I got interrupted, delivery man. And yeah, I don't really like videos being interrupted, so yeah, I decided to end the video there and then. Because yeah, so I've decided to quit the race, restart it basically. If you weren't following earlier, and if you're new, please subscribe, first of all. Obviously, last time out in Melbourne, we finished P6, due to a bit of a wacky race, let's call it, due to a few retirements, well, due to one retirement on Max Verstappen, and well, a few cars going a bit slower than expected in the likes of Sebastian Vettel. This time, we've qualified P10. We're behind Kimi Räikkönen, but handing it over to Crofty now.
Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
So,
and I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's talk about King. As with all the drivers at this level, they have a lot of ambition. But Formula One's a daunting step up from any other series, so expectations are high right at the start.
And this is something that has ended the career of many a young driver, as that leap up to Formula One proves to be too much. But luckily in this case, I'd say they're doing a good, solid job, and the risk the team took in signing them is definitely starting to pay off.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting...
So here we go then. So this is the grid order. So Mercedes 1 and 2, Hamilton, Bottas. 3rd and 4th we got Ferrari, 2nd row with Vettel and Leclerc. Then a Red Bull 3rd row with Verstappen and Albon, Sergio Perez and Sainz. Looks out next row, Räikkönen and myself in 9th and 10th. Then 13th Stroll, 14th we have then, sorry for if it's all gone. The first bit was good, but the second bit just flopped. Shows I can't be a Formula One commentator anytime soon. But nonetheless, here we go then. So, right, formation lap about to get underway. And as my race engineer then just said, points finish in the last round. Let's try and keep the points momentum up this time out. And yeah, that is the aim, of course, today, is to obviously score more points. Yeah, right now, obviously, last time, we had a good race. Like, overall, we scored 8 points, we managed. Obviously, this time, honestly, I have no idea. We're starting 3 places, actually, further ahead already than the last race, but you know, that to me means absolutely nothing, because you know, you could start, let's say, 10 places ahead, you know, than this, and still have a bad race. You just do not know. You have to put your position into points, as they say. Like last time we had a good race, we went forward. Hopefully we're going to do the same, get more points. Oh dear, I've had a touch with Kimi. I hope they don't remove me from the formation lap. Yes, they have. I'm going to just use a flashback. It doesn't make a difference, because we haven't even started the race yet. Just touched my teammate. I don't know why they disqualify you from this formation lap. You know, it doesn't make a difference whether you touch anyone or not, does it really? You know, considering damage isn't even on during the formation lap, like, therefore, what difference does it make? So tyres are still a bit cold, so we're going to have to do a bit more warm-up right now. Hopefully, which is doable. So, yeah, having to really work these tyres quite hard here. really having to work the tyre, because tyres are a bit cold right now. Obviously, the good thing about Bahrain, as I said in today's video a bit earlier on, is as the evening goes on, the actual track temperature will just eventually cool down, which just means you get more grip from the circuit itself naturally. Obviously it happens on other circuits, but sometimes you can get a different effect. For instance, Spain is like midday, or Silverstone, the qualifying's midday, so as the afternoon goes on, actually the track temperature rises, so you may not necessarily get the same effect. And you can actually get a slower circuit, whereas here usually the circuit just ramps up by the time you get to end of quali, and by the time you're approaching the end of a race. Anyway, 5 red lights, it's lights out, away we go. That's a good reaction then there from ourselves, and down into the first corner then we go, already like sort of having to be aware. And that's a good start actually, because we're already fighting Sergio Perez for P7, and that is us around the outside of Perez. Very good start indeed then, and we're already up into P7 then here on the opening lap of this race then here, and we're already behind Max Verstappen. And remember, Max broke down last time. He'll be looking to get some points on the board. You know, right now obviously he sat in 6th, so with them 8 points he would actually still be behind us in the championship, and actually it'd still be behind us by a good 6 points, so not really you know, a lot of points gained, because obviously right now we're sat now in 7th after that quite a good start. After that first corner, very good start actually, I'm not gonna lie, that was an excellent start. But let's see what we can do then. Can we keep up maybe with Red Bulls? I'm not too sure. But at the end of the day, at minimum, I would want to pull away, maybe have a comfortable race, possibly. That'd be a nice. And then anything extra would just be a bonus, really. Then, really. So, yeah. We're already opening up a little bit of a gap, I guess, after this first few laps. But at the end of the day, Kimi Räikkönen now, I believe, is up into 9th, so he's had a good start as well, Kimi Räikkönen. But here comes Sergio Perez. We're going to brake late, so again, myself and Perez going side by side into turn 1. We have the inside line, so we're just able to really dictate the line then there. Now we're going to have to go to the inside again here down into turn, I believe this is 3 or 4, not too sure. This time we've gone a bit deep, and I'm going to just use a flashback there. But we sort of went a bit deep. What happened now? I just took my eye off the ball, not going to lie, and we revved the tyres a bit too much then there. Right, through these 2 corners, through I guess this fast left-right chicane, down the hill into turn 8. Now we climb once again up the hill, bit of elevation change here. Then probably most elevated part of the circuit. Actually, this circuit is rather elevated, going to think about it. There is a bit of elevation change, because the straights are more or less flat, but actually the corners, it sort of sweeps up and down. So yeah, there is a bit of elevation change at this circuit, because this is now all uphill. Then you turn in, by the time you turn in, again you got a bit of uphill then straight here, that sort of goes up then down, so yeah, it's actually quite elevated. So right, we've lost certainly a lot of time to Verstappen, but again, are we fighting Verstappen? Probably not. And that's a bad exit then there, so we're going to be very much on the defence, down into turn 1. Perez goes to the inside, to the outside, sorry. So can we just keep with Perez? Perez turns in. We've got the DRS. Now we're on the outside, and then we're going to have to defend. We've got the DRS though here then. This time we're going to go to the outside. Then brake then just at the right moment. And Räikkönen up to P7. Beautiful. Räikkönen battling side by side now with Sergio Perez. Perez though holds on to the position. And they're still, I believe, side by side possibly as we head down the hill into turn 8. as we now go uphill. Are they still side by side? Absolutely, yes, 100%. Perez this time will have the inside line, giving him a bit maybe more, but Raikkonen still hanging on in there, and Raikkonen eventually gets a position. But can Perez come back? Honestly, well, I wouldn't ever not expect it, given that this is quite a close battle. And you just see how close us mid-pack are. There's about a bunch of us, about a bunch of maybe 5 or 6 cars. I'm leading this train right now. Then you've got the Toro Rosso a bit further back right now, just not able to hang on as much. Raikkonen seems to be going with me right now in this race. Doesn't seem to be allowing me to break away much. So, shows Raikkonen has got good pace. Right, will Raikkonen have a DRS? Most likely, yes. Yes, he will. But I don't think he'll be close enough to really have any serious attempt down into turn 1. No, he doesn't. So he doesn't even think probably about it then there. And we got a actually option to come in a lap earlier. I'm going to actually accept that, you know, because, you know, at least then we get the undercut. We can hopefully build a bit of a gap. Maybe that could be a bit beneficial for myself. We'll soon find out, won't we? But yeah. So yeah, hopefully the undercut will work here. Even though we'll have, I guess, older tyres, at the end of the day, we will also have that lap extra, which hopefully could maybe bridge us some sort of gap between ourselves and others. So yeah, Raikkonen's still within touching distance. I feel like we've opened up now a bit more of a gap, as this race has sort of panned out a little bit more. Still, as you can just see, like, we are now in a train of around 4 or 5 we're leading here. So yeah, the gap has opened up. We've got now about 1.1 seconds of a gap, so that's a pretty decent, solid gap as things go. We're still basically nowhere near the Red Bulls or the Ferrari. You can just see they've checked out. What is the gap right now? It's 4.3 seconds to Verstappen, which I guess isn't exactly terrible. Now Albon has been demoted, so them 2 Red Bulls. It took actually Verstappen a bit of a while, I must say, to get past Albon. I must say, it wasn't necessarily easy. So, right now, as it currently stands, it's the top 8 is 2 by 2 by 2. Literally, 2 Mercedes, 2 Ferraris, 2 Red Bulls, and 2 Alphas are your top 8. That is literally the order right now. Quite frankly, it's a bit weird to say it like that. It's 2 by 2 by 2. Obviously, yeah, we're certainly opening up now a gap to Kimi Raikkonen, so I'm not going to say we've checked out, but we more or less have checked out here in P7, which would be a pretty good point score for us today, and another good few points.
Don't forget, box this lap.
So we're going to come in either way at the end of this lap. In a way, I feel like now there's no need to, unlike maybe before, like, because I feel like our position is pretty safe now, in the sense, like, no one's going to really challenge for the undercut. So really all we're doing is just going on older tyres now, and I guess extending that gap. So yeah, I guess now the next question is, can we do, or can we, well, just have a nice now solid race to the end? We'll soon find out, won't we? So here we go then. So getting now the second half of race underway. So the car feels quite nice, very good in fact. Next up is obviously George Russell, who's currently P18. Obviously, we're not actually last. We're right now sat in 19th. By the way, if you're wondering what position I'm sat. But obviously, those in front of us do have a pit stop to make. In fact, I think the entire field still have a pit stop to make, except myself and Roman Grosjean. So, you know, we're not last right now in the race. We're second bottom from last, I guess, to put in that context. So yeah, you know, car feels good right now. So there's George Russell in his Williams car. We're going to have the DRS this time round. Can we get past down the straight, open up DRS round at half a second back? May have a late lunge at the end of the straight. We'll soon find out, won't we? In fact, we will. Can we just get the car slowed down now? That's the ultimate question. I'm not too sure. Did we get the car slowed? Well, it doesn't matter, because either way, we get past now. George may be able to come back. I'm not too sure whether George will be. Yes, he will. But again, we go a bit later on the brakes, and that is very nicely done. Nicely defending off then George Russell for what is P16. However, at the moment, I believe it would be a net P7. Now, if we're good enough here, we may be able to even get ahead of actually Alex Albon in the Red Bull, because, you know, we've certainly come out quite nicely and quite close behind Verstappen, not too far. So maybe if we have a good lap this lap, we may actually be able to even get out in front of Alex Albon, one of the Red Bulls, which wouldn't be too bad actually. I think we're certainly going to easily come out ahead of our teammate, easily ahead of Perez here right now. So yeah, you know, I'm not fearing any of that. I think actually, yeah, we are actually ahead of Perez, because Perez has made his stop. So Perez is around 3 or 4 seconds behind. We'll soon find out though what goes on. Let's see though. Let's not count our chickens yet, because there is certainly more hopefully to come in this race. Possibly in positions, but hopefully not only just that, but also more to come. So right, is that Lewis Hamilton? I do wonder why Hamilton's down here. Has Hamilton got an issue? I am now curious why Hamilton is in that position. Yeah, don't look entirely normal for Hamilton to be so low down, like in P9. Okay, I thought Hamilton was pretty healthy actually. Feel like we've made up a lot of time actually on both Hamilton and the rest. Like, feel like we're making up even more time. So right now in this phase, we're looking pretty healthy, I must say, for another good point score. I do wonder whether Hamilton's got some sort of issue though. I am a bit curious why Hamilton is seemingly a little bit slower right now. But either way, we are really catching both Hamilton and Verstappen, and we've just had a half spin there. We will continue on our way, but we were up to that point really catching both the likes of Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Hopefully we can still continue that charge, that is obviously the ideal solution, to just be able to continue that charge and maybe gain more time on them all. But yeah, whilst they're stuck behind, obviously, that Williams, don't get me wrong, we're in good shape right now. And right now, Verstappen has overtaken. Can Hamilton get past the Williams as well, for good measure? They're going side by side, the Williams of Kubica and Hamilton into the corner. I don't know whether Kubica will have a DRS or whether it'll be Hamilton. Again, you know, this is a real delay to Lewis Hamilton then here in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's just allowing me to sneak up sneakily on the back of Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes, which obviously gives us a bit of a hope to maybe get more points than maybe we can in this race. If we can do that, that'd be fantastic. And I do wonder if Hamilton's got a problem. Driver in front.
Hamilton ahead, they're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. They have some kind of mechanical.
So yeah, there is actually Okay, so this is really, really good for us. Really, really good news, because Hamilton's got a mechanical problem. We don't know what that mechanical problem is. We're catching very healthily here. So is actually Perez, though. So I want to get this all done rather soon. And we go around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Beautiful move that was. Absolute beautiful. So right, next up is Robert Kubica. Let's try and check him out early. Down the inside, can we do it? Get the job done, and yes we can. Then, so that is us up into now 7th.
The car ahead is 6.
But
3 seconds.
it's a net P6 ahead of Lewis Hamilton then here. This race is a bit like the opposite to Australia. Australia had, you know, a good race, certainly in the first half. The second half became a bit dull. This race, well, it's been excellent so far, all round really. We've had a good start. We've been racing quite hard, you know, quite frankly. What more could I ask for? Another 8 points. Hopefully going to come our way. Hopefully Hamilton's mechanical problem keeps with him to the end of the Grand Prix. And may just cause a few issues for Lewis here, Ben. And yeah, Lewis is actually really, really slow by the looks of it. Could it be the same issue that Vettel had, or is it something else? I'm actually going to have a quick look at Hamilton's car to see what if any is the problem, whether there's any wing damage. So there's no visible wing damage of what I can tell. I don't know. Yeah, there is no visible wing damage, so it must be whether the problem is some sort of other mechanical problem. Again, I don't know what it is. Could it be an engine issue? I'm not too sure. Let's have a quick look. It's a bit difficult to tell. I'm going to have a look, see whether there's some sort of difference on the straight between himself and his team. I'll probably have a look on the next straight to see if there is anything maybe visible. But Perez then going to obviously be right now all over Hamilton's tail right now. And Perez then, by the looks of it, just marches past Lewis Hamilton then there. So yeah, whatever it is, well, it's good news for us lower or midfield teams, because it just means we're able to take full advantage of whatever these issues are right now with the AI, or with, you know, some of these top markers. Now, I'm going to have a quick look at quickly Bottas, see whether what Bottas' top speed is right now. So Bottas has done 196. That's without the DRS. I just want to see if it's a engine related issue, because, you know, that could be quite frankly telling what the actual issue is, quite frankly. And, you know, if it is, then yeah, you know, it could be just some sort of sign as to why, you know, Hamilton is going slower. Right, let's have a quick look, see if there was some sort of visible difference between, you know, top end. Obviously DRS may be a bit unreliable here. Let's see. So DRS doesn't seem to be an issue of what I can see. Like, even without DRS, I think Hamilton would have easily made that, possibly. I'm not too sure. Like, but yeah, he looks up. I really don't know what's going on with Hamilton's car here, but whatever the issue is, it's certainly affecting how Hamilton performances on the track and his position with 3 laps to go. So yeah, whatever Hamilton's issue is, it needs fixing ASAP for the world champion then here, because at the end of the day it's affecting his result, his track position as well. And obviously whilst it's good news for us, it's bad news for certainly Lewis and Mercedes. So right, in terms of where we're going to be, we're certainly going to be, I feel, in a good position after this race, championship wise. In fact, I'm going to just check championship standings.
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the message.
championship standing?
As things stand, we'll be 5th in the championship.
So it was a yellow flag. I do wonder who is out. It's Carlos Sainz. So, right, Carlos Sainz out of the Bahrain Grand Prix then. And that is a big faller, because in terms of championship, he finished 4 points ahead, so in the last race. So we're going to obviously gain that and go 6 points clear of Sainz. So that's a big fall for Sainz, unless Perez has anything to say about that. We'll try and hang on to the position, and again, get a bit shaky out of that turn. Now Perez coming at us then here. We're going to have to go a bit late on the brakes. Can we hold it around the outside? Yes, we can. Quite nicely indeed. So, yeah. So, issue with Sainz. Sainz is out. Hamilton got some sort of mechanical issue. Not too sure what that is, of course. So, yeah, something wrong with Hamilton's car, possibly, which affecting his performance and his car. In terms of us, I feel like we're just now suffering from a bit of tyre wear and fatigue, so I don't feel like there's anything really much more on offer. We're certainly not going to get Verstappen, so, you know, but again, that's a very good race, you know, again today, P6, twice in a row now, if we can have that, you know, of course, you know, it's another 8 points, but at the end of the day, you know, this is what a championship's all about. It's about being consistent, and today we have won the midfield battle possibly, unless Perez can stop us in our, you know, in our tracks. But I just don't think he will, or he can. I just don't know. We're going to find out. But yeah, 2 more laps to go then. Perez gaining. There goes Perez then to the outside, and this time we'll have the inside line. Perez will have DRS though, going now into this straight. So Perez now got the DRS. We come quite narrowly off the straight. Then we're going to go back to the outside just so we have a normal racing line for the next corner. So myself and Perez really having a nice scrap here. And Hamilton is now behind my teammate. So whatever's wrong with Lewis Hamilton, it certainly has really dampened his race then here. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton is probably done for the day in terms of point scoring, or a good point scoring position. So yeah, you know, that's probably us then. It's between myself or Perez for P6, I think. I don't feel like the McLaren, well, is going to gain around 3 seconds or 4 seconds within a lap or two. Considering our pace isn't necessarily bad, it's just not as good as Perez right now at its present time in the race. But actually it hasn't been actually that great all long. And Norris, the second McLaren possibly out of a point scoring position today. Well, that's a bad news for Lando. Good news for my teammate, because I think this would certainly benefit my teammate then, who is, by the way, gaining actually. So my teammate might get a good few points in here today. Here we go then. Perez on the final lap. Can he get the position? Yes, he can, but it's not over yet. The battle not over as we then head into this second DRS. Can we now defend off Sergio Perez? We've only got one more, or not even a lap to go. Just got to drive this car home. That's all we got to do. Norris then is on also the defensive, by the way. So Norris now got some sort of mechanical issue. Hamilton's got an issue. It's all really going a bit wrong. A bit like last time. Some reliability issues really cropping in for these cars so far. Not a good start in terms of reliability, certainly for many teams. Only, I think, a few teams have had good reliability this season. Red Bull have had a reliability issue. Mercedes have had a reliability issue. Ferrari's had a reliability issue. I don't think Raikkonen's had any reliability mechanical issues at the moment, so, you know, that's good. So there have been a few teams that have gone unscraped, but yeah, certainly reliable. So it's Valtteri Bottas who wins the second race of the season, takes the full 25 points. Whether or not he took fastest lap, I'm not too sure. I don't think he did. I don't think actually anyone's taken it off Hamilton actually today. So Hamilton does get the fastest lap, but he won't get a point for it as he's outside, I believe, what is the top 10. We come home in another P6, so that's another 8 points on the board then there. So yeah, that is then that really. Another 8 points then. But it's a win for Mercedes. It's a win for Valtteri Bottas. And just like Leclerc, that's a huge victory. Because, yeah, it's just 25 points more than his teammate. Which is quite, you know, I would have thought nice to have that gap, you know, already at this point in the season. And maybe more, because I don't know what happened actually last time, you know, in Australia. Leclerc will probably hold on to the top spot in the championship though, overall. So yeah, you know, that'll be very good for Charles, holding on to that then, you know, which is good. But it's probably only a point now separating Bottas versus Leclerc. You know, this could be a good battle between them two, and Albon getting on the podium then there. Very much a very good podium then. So yeah. So as I said, Lewis Hamilton did take the fastest lap. So no one gets the fastest lap inside the top 10. Kimi Räikkönen, 2 points in there, so that's a good point score for us Alfa Romeos. Then there once again another double points finish. But yeah, Bottas, then let's take you through the order. Then, so yeah, Carlos Sainz, the only DNF. George Russell, finishing 19th behind Kubica. Then we have Kvyat, Ricciardo in 16th. Grosjean 15th, Gasly 14th. 13th is Stroll. 12th, however, probably on to win it maybe at some point, I'm not too sure. Lewis Hamilton doing a very good job until whatever mechanical issue has clearly hindered his day. Magnussen in 11th and Norris in 10th. So going from 10th upwards, we have obviously Norris, Kimi Räikkönen picking up 2 points and another point score for Alfa Romeo this season. Then Hülkenberg in 8th, Perez in 7th picking up 6 points. We once again finish in 6th, picking up 8 points. A very good day indeed. Verstappen 5th, Vettel 4th, Albon in 3rd, Leclerc 2nd, and Bottas takes the race victory then today. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, and actually we're in the top 4. Wow, what what a place to be. Top 4 in a Drivers' Championship already in our early career. Leclerc does obviously hold on to the lead, obviously, of the championship. But yeah, you know, I can't believe we're in 4th already. And we've only had 2 races in Formula 1, which is absolutely fantastic. Don't make no mistake, we're not in a championship fight or anything. But it's just nice to be that far up. We've got a 6-point buffer to Carlos Sainz now, which is quite nice also to have. So yeah, you know, we're in a good position, and it's only the 2nd race of our career. And in terms of drivers, also we're up to 4th. We're quite some distance though behind now Red Bull. Yeah, so yeah, don't make any mistake about it. You know, we're not in a championship fight. You know, I imagine that will not last for long. That P4. Of course, because we're only a point ahead. It's still very, very early days in the Drivers' Championship. You can tell how many points everyone's got, it's early. So yeah, you know, but so far, I must say, Bottas and Leclerc have got a very healthy lead. Not just over their teammates, but already over the rest of the field. And quite frankly, I'm not saying it's championship over or it's a 2-horse race, but at the way things are going, it's certainly looking like it's gonna be a very, very long season for the others. For Hamilton, for Vettel, and for Verstappen, because right now, unfortunately, they've got some catch-up to do, which I'm sure that will be, quite frankly, a bit annoying. So yeah, for them, indeed. Right, we're going to have a look at the race replay quickly. So yeah, let's have a look at the start, how things went mainly, and then we'll have a look at the highlight reel to see. So yeah, we're going to have a look at first lap. So lights down, away they win. So it was a good start by everyone. I don't think anyone made a bad start in particular, of what I can see. Two Mercedes basically went line astern. Yeah, it wasn't a bad start. We had a very good start. That was our start. And if we just have a look on board, I don't want to show you how good that start was. So, as soon as the light's gone out, let's see. So, as soon as the light's gone out, so lights are out, we're gone. Soon as the lights are out, in fact, lights are out, just give you a reference. Lights are out now. Okay. So lights are out now. So this is when lights are out. We drop the clutch now, and you just see how much. And if we actually have a look, probably this angle does it probably most justice. If we have a look compared to how many other cars, okay, how much momentum we've gained. By the time, you know, they've all done their wheel spin, we're already about quite a bit alongside Kimi Raikkonen already. So yeah, it was a pretty nice start. Then we go down the inside, and we have actually a pretty good first corner, I must say. That was an excellent first corner, and just have a look how clean we've kept it then there. Very nice and clean. We haven't touched anyone. Very, very good, I think that is. And really that's what made our race. Then to go around the outside here, pretty difficult job already. So to go around the outside can be pretty damn difficult, and to do that pretty nicely indeed. And yeah, that was more or less it. We sort of do go a bit wide, missed a bit of the apex, but it didn't really make too much difference. Then yeah, no, it was a good opening first corner. By the looks of it, Hamilton's checked out a little bit then there. So yeah, Hamilton's looking very good from the offset. Yeah, and as I say, these two Mercedes just win. As soon as the lights went out, they just win as well. Looking a bit further back down the order, you can see we were okay. We were doing okay. We weren't bad. We looked good. Like, yeah. And that was more or less it, really. Yeah. Let's have a look at the highlights. So yeah, this obviously, again, was the start. We had a pretty decent start. In fact, you can see it from even there, how good our start was. It was very good, in fact, very, very good start, I must say. Good launch. And yeah, to go down the inside, very, very nice. Kept it clean. And to go around really the outside, very, very good start indeed. And yeah, you know, we kept the car in the right position. Then there. Going down the hill this was. Yeah, not really too much really went on in this race, I guess. There was some battles, good scraps. But once we got into that position, it was more about defending it, really, more than anything else. You know, and holding on to it. And I knew we had the pace, certainly of top 10, to at least finish in points. We probably weren't as quick, actually, than Perez. I feel like Perez actually was quicker, and the quicker of us pack. But yeah, certainly we had a good race indeed in there. So that's us then going through, I believe, turn 10 that would have been. There we are again. Going down that back straight before you get onto the DRS straight. Here we go then. This was the overtake, I believe, was it on Russell maybe? George Russell it must have been. Again, it was a good overtake. It weren't bad, I suppose. Around the outside, pretty nice, pretty clean. Yeah, you know, I can't really fault it too much. Then, yeah, next lap, obviously, weren't bad either. Yeah, it was a pretty, as you can see, clean race. This was when we were catching, I believe, the two Mercedes, and I believe this is the moment we crossed the line, as you can see, then there. A pretty good moment, solid P6, then there. Then crossing the line, finishing off our day. Yeah, can't really say much more than that. We had a good race overall, so yeah. So that's another good race. P6, another 8 points in the bag. That's now 16 points so far this season, which is absolutely fantastic, of course. So yeah, can't really say that we didn't have a good race, because we had a fantastic race, in fact. So yeah, I can't really say much more. We did have a very good race, very solid result indeed, and yeah, that was fantastic. Next up is obviously China. Again, a bit of a different circuit for the car, and you know, okay, the thing is, if the car works well here, I've got the confidence then we're going to be in for a very good season indeed, because they do usually say, if the car works well in Australia, if the car works well in Bahrain, and then if the car works well in China, you've usually had 3 different types of circuits, and then the car will work out well elsewhere. They do usually say that, so yeah, you know, obviously, I do think this will be the case, hopefully. We got 2 upgrades coming for China. We got a chassis weight reduction and an engine power unit upgrade. So we got 2, hopefully, upgrades that will come through for China, which will be good. We will quickly skip to the Chinese Grand Prix to see whether them upgrades have come along the way we hopefully expect. Hopefully there's no upgrade failures. 2 upgrades, obviously, engine and weight reduction. I guess really it's maybe something that's needed, I guess. Engine will help, obviously, give us some more top end speed, especially down the straight, because China does have a pretty long straight here. And the weight reduction should help, certainly through the corners. So yeah, you know, again, you know, pretty good. If it does come through them. And then we got a big upgrade, a big aerodynamics upgrade for Azerbaijan. So yeah, you know, so there has been a development failure in terms of the powertrain, but in terms of the weight reduction, well, thankfully that's gone through. So right, we're gonna obviously try and get that upgrade again. Bit annoying that failed. But yeah, in terms of that then, so that's a little bit more weight taken off the car then for this weekend then here. It doesn't really bump us up much in terms of the development tree, so still a little bit, but it's still, I guess, something. It's better than nothing, I guess. Plus then we'll have that powertrain upgrade now for, by the looks of it, Azerbaijan, just hopefully like the aerodynamics front downforce upgrade. So yeah, by the way, the next probably big set of upgrades I'm probably going to do will probably come in Spain. So I'm looking to probably save my money up till Spain and then spend a bit more so we have some upgrades by probably either Canada or France. So yeah, you know, hopefully that will do the trick. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode then today. I certainly have. That's another 6th place in the championship. Then we got some upgrade, well, a upgrade on the car, which puts us a bit more closer to Renault in terms of a performance. And as at the same time, because by the looks of it, the mid pack hasn't developed much. It puts us also a bit closer also to that mid pack group in terms of to the front of that. So yeah, you know, it's looking good. I'm sure there's still a long way to go this season. We've had a fantastic start to the season. Hopefully there'll be a bit more to come. I'm sure there will be. My teammates are not doing bad either, currently. So yeah, you know, overall, I must say, top job so far. Let's see what we can do next time out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. And until the next time, guys, see you all then.